Our G35 has some dash lights on. We have a traction control, anti-lock braking system, and a low tire pressure. Now those systems are some of the best safety enhancements in decades, so it stands to reason we need to go ahead and diagnose and repair this dash light dilemma today on Tech Garage. Welcome to Tech Garage, presented by Advance Auto Parts. Now our Infiniti G35 has 3 lights on. What I want to address right now is that low pressure tire light, or TPMS, tire pressure monitor systems. Now Brian, that's been on cars since 2007. What does it do? Exactly what it sounds like. It monitors tire pressure and alerts the driver when there's a problem.
It literally does, and it's a great system when it's functioning properly. Now you think about the implications and ramifications of a poorly inflated tire. You've got increased stopping distances. You've got worse fuel economy. You've got scary cornering situations when the roads aren't in perfect conditions. Just like these systems will also tell you if your tire is overinflated, which can also introduce other performance and handling issues. So it's a critical system, not that hard to work on, but it's certainly scary when you get that light on the dashboard.
Yeah, we got to diagnose this one. And here's a tip for you. You can go ahead and turn your car on. If your TPMS light's blinking, a lot of times it's a system problem. If it's on steady, it may just be air pressure. So the first place to start is checking the air pressure.
And I'm going to do that right now.
I'll get a demo set up.
All right, so anybody can do this. I like to use the new digital gauges because they show you scalability, they show you range in between PSI. We should have 32 to 35 here cold on our Infiniti. And sure enough, we've got 33, which looks really good. So now I need to go check all 4 corners of the vehicle and see what the tire air pressure status is. Think of this system kind of like your Wi-Fi network at home where you've got multiple devices reporting. It can get complex, but we can do this together. John's going to help us understand exactly how it all works.
Let's talk tire pressure monitoring systems. Now you may have 2 systems. The first one is an indirect system. How does that work? Well, it uses the wheel speed sensor just like this. Reports to the ABS unit, it spins around, and it looks at all 4 wheels. And when a tire starts to go low, it's actually going to speed up because it gets smaller. The computer can recognize that. Bam, low tire pressure light. A second system, and the one we have, is actually a direct system, TPMS, and like Brian said, it's located right here in the rim. It's kind of like that computer network he said. It's reporting to it Wi-Fi, it's talking to the computer, it's located right here in the rim. You can see the other side right there is on the valve stem. Now, you can have a couple different types. You can have the type that bolts in right here with the valve stem, or you can actually have a separate one here. Here's the valve stem, here's the sensor. But once again, it's reporting back to the computer. You put it together, you're going to need some special tools. Bartec sells this whole tool set right here. If we have to change one, you got some torque specifications so you don't over tighten the bolts on there on the actual valve stem itself. You got the valve tools and everything you need to do the job. You also may have a banded sensor. Well, what's a banded sensor? It's got a huge hose clamp right here, and this is going to go around the entire rim, and then the sensor sitting right there. But you know what? It does the exact same thing. It's just located in the rim itself. So if you're ever taking a tire off, be careful with one of these tire pressure monitors. It's very easy to damage them when you're changing the tire. Now Brian's going to take this and shoot all the tires, and they're going to report back to him either I'm talking or I'm not talking. If he has good tire pressure, this will be his next step in the diagnostics. Let's see how he's coming along.
Well, we have checked the tire pressure at all 4 corners. It was pretty good. Passenger side rear was a little bit low, but not enough to cause this alert. So the next step was to go around and validate that each TPMS sensor is functioning properly. We're using the scan tool, the Bartec 400. This thing is an awesome tool. You can find various other types that can do this for you. And frankly, in your toolbox, you should have one of these because at some point on today's modern vehicles, when you rotate tires, you're going to need to do this. So we just follow the prompts. We locate that scan tool right down on the other side of the wall from that sensor and just follow the prompts. So I select Infiniti G35, 2007. It finds it, press test. We're going to go ahead and hold it right there. Now again, of all the tools you've got, a good scan tool for this purpose is going to be invaluable. So let's see how we fare right here. It's retrieving the data. Let's see what we got. So we've got sensor failure detected. So we need to press test or enter to continue. So what this means is this TPMS sensor is not reporting back. that would certainly cause our light on the dashboard to come on. So I'm going to get this wheel off, head up to Chase at the shop at the tire machine where he can swap out the sensor, and we'll see if that solved the problem. And then after the break, we'll dive into the bigger issue of the ABS light. So stay with us on Tech Garage, presented by Advance Auto Parts. Well, welcome back to Tech Garage, presented by Advance Auto Parts. Tell you what, we're making progress on our TPMS failure here. Now, here's a look at what Chase had to go through to get that TPMS sensor switched out. You got to have the right tools for the job. And this isn't for everybody because you want to make sure that's seated properly and it's going to be reporting properly. So, I've got the rim back down here on the car, and I'm going to go ahead and get the Bartec 400 back out. And right here, I've got the valve stem. There's the new sensor right on the other side. So I'm going to follow my prompts. Same thing, Infinity G35, 2007. And yes, we want to go ahead and delete the previous data. Now it's sending the frequency in to wake up that new sensor. And let's see if it finds it. There we go. There's the sensor reading. Remember before it said it didn't have any activation at all. So we know that it sees the sensor sees it. So we've at least addressed this problem. We've got greater issues though we've got to deal with. Remember that ABS light? So John's going to dive into that while I go around and relearn all these wheels and where they are in their place on the vehicle on that Wi-Fi type of system that we talked about. So let's see what John found. I'll tell you what, our TPMS project wasn't hard, but there's a lot to consider these days when you're swapping these out.
That's for sure, yeah. We went ahead and programmed it with the Bartec rotating tires. If you ever rotate your tires and you got an enhanced dash, which means it shows you where the wheels are in the position, you have to relearn it. That happened to me. I actually looked at my dash, it said the right front was low. I rotated the tires, I'm sure you do as well, Jim. When I rotated the tires, it was in the back, so actually the back tire was flat because I didn't relearn it. Very important piece of the puzzle.
Got to do that, and I know you're car guys, and I know you're rotating your tires, so make sure you understand any type of TPMS scan tool is a great tool to have when you're doing those projects. Hey, come join us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
And like always, thanks for watching Tech Garage, where we get you back on the road.